So here we are today. We've got Holly with us. Holly, before I waffle on, why don't you just give yourself your intro and then we'll get straight into it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having me. So I'm Holly. I'm kind of a duo with my partner, Nick Osborne. We're from Wolf and Sword Property Partners, which is an investing company. We've been investing now for 7 years. And we're the creators of Property Pipeline, which is a CRM system to help other like-minded people get out of the whole kind of job of a property. They don't, they normally get into property to have freedom, and then they realize there's a lot of other stuff that goes with it. So we help to systemize it for them. And then I'm also the host or co-host of a podcast as well, which is a book club podcast called Shelf Improvement.
We will 100% do like a tag at the bottom, so obviously listeners can get on that as well. I want to start by saying you are one of very few people that have actually completed it. I don't know if you know it that way, but a lot of people get into property for freedom. But as you said, they genuinely create another job. So they'll leave a job but go into another job unknowingly.
Yes.
You and Nick have actually completed it. You've gone from jobs and you've obviously gone into property.
Yeah.
You've done it the right way. You've found out exactly what you want, how you want it, and what your life kind of looks like. And then you have gone and completed it by traveling the world.
Yeah.
And not just traveling, you lived.
For 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave it a go.
So you've actually
Learnt lots.
completed it.
We have, but it's still only part of the journey. Like, I think there's a couple of phases in property investing. The phase one is the growth and getting the portfolio and everything. And then you've got to obviously enjoy kind of some of it. If you just keep going, you're just going to burn out anyway.
Yeah.
But then I do think there's a phase two where you've kind of got to, there's certain things where you might want to start to look at paying down and doing different things. There's like a growth phase, paying down phase. So I think we've probably still got another 3 more years, maybe a little bit more, before I think everything's really, really dandy. But in the sense of choice and freedom and getting to do what we want to do now, we've got that. We can kind of pick and choose. If I want a day off, I can have a day off. I don't need to speak to anybody about it. And if we want to go away, we can go away. And everything ticks along nicely. If that makes sense. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Because definitely when you start out, if you're going from a job and you're trying to do the property alongside it, you're doing it evenings, weekends. The first couple of years we didn't see any of our friends and family. We just did everything we possibly could to kind of get to where we needed to be, and we were in loads of debt to start with.
Absolutely.
Like I'm sure everyone's got that similar story. You just, when you find out about property, you just think, is it passive? And I would say it's not, because like we say, you leave your job eventually, or even if you don't leave your job, there's still things you've got to do. Even if you outsource lettings management, you still got to do paperwork, you still got to keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to remember, and there's insurances and
everything.
Angel investors.
Compliance.
Yeah, all of it. So, and then there's the refurb and stuff like that. So yeah, so that we actually created the system. Nick's background's IT.
Yeah.
So that system he started back in 2018 just for us only, because I'd come home going, if only there was this that could do that, so I just can like sleep and not have to worry about forgetting everything. And yeah, that's kind of how it was born, and that's how we were able to systemize so that we could go away and travel.
Yeah.
That we can work from anywhere and still build a portfolio.
Yeah. So I've got a question, right?
Yes.
I don't know how this one kind of resonated, but the moment you realised you'd sort of hit that box where you can become, wow, actually we could travel.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
It wasn't necessarily like tick a box. It was almost like it was an end in mind. It was like our 5-year goal. That's kind of what you get taught when we did the courses and stuff. If anyone's done any property training, they were like, you need to have a why, and everyone had all these lovely whys, and we were like, I don't like. For us, it wasn't legacy or children. We didn't want that journey. We wanted something else, but we didn't really know what we wanted. And I was like, well, I don't want to be married by 40. I want to be married, like I'm getting close to 40. So I wouldn't mind getting married. So we were like, maybe a wedding and then go traveling. So the 5-year goal was to have this dream wedding, dream honeymoon after the 5 years, and then go away for 6 months after that. And so that was kind of that. And then we were like, how much does that cost? What does that look like? How much capital do we need to bring to the table, and how much cash flow do we need a month coming in to kind of fund that and to get Nick out of his job because I was working full-time in property. So we kind of broke it down as like, right, we need like a buy-to-let here, and then we need like 2 HMOs this year, or we need 3 HMOs, or we need an SA. And we kind of broke it down into chunks. And then we just went for it. We were like, right. So there was one time, for example, we wanted 2 HMOs, and then I come across a house and I was like, oh, if we turned this house into 3 flats and SA'd it out, that's 3K profit. So I was like, that's our goal, hit on that, just alone on that one. So screw the HMOs for now. We'll do that. So we just knew the numbers that we needed, not necessarily the strategy either. So it was never about kind of like, oh my God, we hit it. We didn't actually really, we were always gonna hit it because we just followed the plan. I'm a bit like that.
Regimental.
Yeah, it was kind of like, that's what we need. So let's go do that.
I love that. So there must have been a sense of like satisfaction that actually what you did do was organise the detailed exit.
Yeah.
Did you feel any gratitude? Did you feel any accomplishment?
It's hard when you're in it, I think. I think reflection, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I've said this on other podcasts as well. I've even like, when I was traveling, you think I'm in paradise. I'm like on a beach. I could walk around this island in 35 minutes. And it was a realization for both me and Nick when this couple had kind of arrived and they ran into the sea, and it was like they've never seen something so beautiful, this paradise we were in. And we didn't see it like that. It was kind of become normal and a bit boring and mundane. And that was like our wake up call. And we were like, oh my God, like we're in paradise and we're just like,
not appreciating it.
It's like just another day. It becomes your norm. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want that for my life. I think I want to go back and, live in maybe like rainy Britain or whatever. And then when you do go away, you appreciate it so much more. So it was a really weird thing. And I say with the book club, we have a book called The 4-Hour Work Week that we covered.
Yep.
And I wish I read that before. So if anyone's thinking of getting out and then traveling or doing whatever, read that book, because he kind of says about, it's Tim Ferriss is the author. He says mini retirements.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would agree with that now. Whereas, you couldn't have told me that before. I was like, no, I'm going to retire. I'm off. I'm going to retire. I could never get bored on a beach. I could sit there all the time and love my life. And actually, I was a bit bored. Twiddling my thumbs. And then you become unhappy. And I remember posting a post last June when I was in Gilly Menno, a beautiful place. And I was so low. And I'm like, I'm so depressed. Like, I don't even know what to do in my life. It's like you've ticked a box, you got there, you think, yeah, I made it. And then you're like, but now what?
What were you missing?
Yeah. Routine. I hate routine. I'm so ADHD, it's unreal. Diagnosed and everything. And routine, I hate it. I'll do anything to get out of routine. But when I don't have it, it's a nightmare.
Routine, it can still look messy, can't it? But it is still it's a messy structure, which is still a structure.
Yeah. It was just things like, there was no like wake up at a certain time anymore. There was no, you could lie in or you didn't lie in, or you'd go out drinking. I mean, there's only so many pina coladas you can have on a beach, and only so many, but I mean, you could snorkel every day. There was turtles every day. It was amazing. And you can't really, I didn't get bored of the turtles and the wildlife, but again, it gets to a point of,
you've oversubscribed to that paradise lifestyle.
It's a really weird experience, and if you've done it, you possibly would like.
Well, all right then. So if I said to you now, come on, me, Kate, you and Nick, let's jump on a plane now. Let's go and snorkel with turtles. Would you go today?
I would actually, because I do miss it as well.
Yeah.
But I've been back now 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah.
So.
That's long enough for your mini retirement retreat again.
Yeah, and then I need to go again. But I think 6 months was just too long. I think if I was to advise anyone, if they wanted to do a bit of traveling, sightseeing, and some downtime, and really explore an area and do lots of different things and live it, 3 months would be perfect. I think after 3 months, that was when we were a bit like,
really?
What? Yeah. Like
different places or very same?
Yeah, so we were like Hong Kong, Philippines, different islands, Bali. We pretty much covered all areas of Bali and did pretty much all the tourism stuff. But then again, after a while, it's death by tourism as well. And so then you want to have a lifestyle. So then you live in a life which is like in a villa with a pool. And I feel, I don't know if I'm coming, it sounds like, oh, boring, but it was in a way. And you had to really work hard on your gratitude. I just think it's something that you just got to do every day. I think routine, gratitude, waking up at similar times, going to bed at similar times. I actually think that's really healthy, because when you start drinking late and then waking up late, or then doing early and then not doing early, and then sightseeing, moving house for like every 4 days,
Yeah.
moving location every 4 days, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
So after the 3 months, we just stayed in one place for a month at a time. And that was good. But again, also becomes normal.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then I'm like, where could you go to beat this? If you wanted a holiday away from the holiday, you can't. It's like you've got nothing to look forward to anymore.
Yeah. Was the 6
It's weird.
months, was it a goal that, right, once we've done our 6 months, then we're going to do something else? Or was it like, oh, we'll do 6 months and we'll see how it goes?
Yeah, it was to see how it goes. I was very much like, what is my passion? What do we want? What would be our next 5-year goal? What do we want in life? And I think I still haven't found it. I don't think many people know. If they do, I'm very envious of that. I think it's amazing if you got that drive for something. My drive has always been the vehicle to get us to these experiences, and I've done that now. And I do feel a bit lost. I'm like, what do I do next? So I'm just helping other people while I figure that out, and I'm gonna enjoy the travels here and there.
Yeah.
So like we're off to Australia for a friend's wedding soon, and then we're gonna do like all the festivals next year, and we're gonna like tick off some boxes.
Live some life experiences.
Yeah, exactly. So we're still gonna do it, but it's just gonna look a bit different now, I think.
Well, at this point, it's worth noting that obviously no children.
Yes.
So that is not many people are going to be able to relate to that.
True.
Which is, a lot of people might be like, oh, I'm so jealous, but there's a big point off the back of this is that, well, actually, you're being able to give them this powerful information now, so that when, obviously, people listen to this, they'll have their children, they'll grow older, and then they can actually start on your journey. And I think when you look at it like an experience like you've had, it's never ending, really. So what, like, it's structure and goals, isn't it? What we're talking about.
Yeah.
Lack of structure is going to sort of drive you insane.
Yeah. Your brain literally does need something to do. And I mean, a bit bleak, but there's lots of people that I've spoken to in the past where, they've known their elderly grandparents stop a business or stop work, sit down, and they get immobile, and you're not functioning, not using your brain, you're not being active. And I think, I don't believe in retirement anymore. I used to think I'm going to retire early, but no, it's not.
What is retirement?
Yeah, what is retirement? And it's like, I actually think I'm going to want to work, and maybe that's not the right term for it, but do something for the rest of my life.
So at this point then, let's look at this. You've been away for 6 months, obviously UK resident, been away for 6 months. You've now come back to the UK, where you are technically still a legal citizen, tax-paying citizen.
Yeah.
Any desire, because this is a trend right now, is there any desire to relocate your residency?
No, not now. I think before we were kind of tempted on places like Italy or Malta and those, Cyprus. Like, we quite like the idea of having a second base somewhere.
Yeah.
But again, 6 months is too long for me. I would literally just not know what to do. We'd have to build loads of more friends, and I've got loads of friends all over the place. I mean, I used to move house every 6 months. I used to change jobs every year and a half or so. So I've been like Plymouth and Bristol and London and Sheffield, and I've got so many friends. And it's kind of like, I think as well, the other thing actually, just kind of coming completely away from all the property and the travel, is the wedding. That was like a pinnacle. So when we had the wedding, you literally have all your loved ones there, and you'll never feel love like it. I was so overwhelmed with how many people showed up, and kindness and love and support for the lead up with all the celebrations of hen do's and stag do's and the wedding and all of that kind of stuff. And you just kind of like love bombed in a sense. And I just thought, oh my God, like all I've ever done is like make friends and move away. Make friends, move away.
Yeah.
Do property and then go traveling and move away. Like always away.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I'm the kind of person that's always wanted more.
Yeah.
Just like, there's got to be something else. But I genuinely now have done that and think the grass isn't always greener. Like, I actually just want to go back and sit by our beach, even if it's a bit rainy, with some friends and have a giggle. Like, honestly, the gratitude of that and the fulfillment you get from that is way more than kind of just leaving all the time and moving all the time and all that kind of stuff. And it's taken me that long to figure it out, really. So family and friends are important.
Yeah.
I've always been a career person, so I've always just followed that. But it was the wedding that was made me got to a point where I was like, oh, Now everything's changed. I even didn't want to go traveling after that.
Really?
Yeah, but obviously it was already planned.
Commit, you're doing it.
I was like, we're going. We've like got tickets and stuff.
Tears in the eyes?
100%. Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of like, wow, like I feel like I've just found maybe what I'm looking for. And then I'm off, but then it was still just the best experience. Like, and like, although I said, I had a bit low moment when I was traveling, and you do get like homesick and stuff like that. I never thought I'd get homesick. I'm not a homesick kind of person, but I did. And you just now that I'm not there, I wouldn't mind going back, but it wouldn't be for that long, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, bit of nostalgia, bit of traveling, bit of like a holiday. I think it makes total sense. So if anyone's thinking, look at that person doing this or look at that person doing that, it's like, what do you want? And even with the kids thing, I've got loads of friends with kids, and I've got loads of friends that haven't got kids. So, it's about a choice, but also it's just like, well, really, like you say, it's about the end in mind. It's about what kind of money do you need for you and the kids to go. Yeah. But then, is it really what you want? I think it's just looking at, is it what you want? I thought it was what I wanted. And then I was like,
you're so true, because like you don't know until you know.
No.
You've got to go and experience several different things.
Exactly. Hence that 4-hour work week where it's like mini retirements. People saying like, oh, I can't wait till I retire to learn a language. Well, why don't you start learning now? Because you might actually not enjoy it.
Do it indoors.
Yeah. Or I want to learn a piano, or I want to go and do this hike in Kilimanjaro or something. Well, when you retire, you might not be able to.
You might even be here.
Might not be here, you might have an injury, and then you were like, I wish I did it sooner.
Yeah.
So it's about just looking at what you really want in life, and that's your end in mind, whether that be in a 2-year plan, 3-year plan, 1-year plan. Find a way to create the income for that, or raise the money for that, or whatever it is that you need to do for it, and just do it. Don't wait. Definitely don't wait.
It is. I've had a few people look at me recently and be like, are you all right? When I broke my pelvis, obviously I had that very low survival rate. I've come out of it, and we did the Europe's Toughest Mudder last year. This year we went, oh well, let's do one, like not necessarily to trump it, because we was after doing Europe's Toughest Mudder, we were like, never again, like we ain't doing a note like that when we just finished. This year we just did World's Toughest Mudder.
Oh, wow.
And that was it was a 25.5-hour endurance event. That whole, wow, what an experience. And we did it. And people are like, you must be absolutely tapped. You don't even want to go and do that. But it's missing the point of actually, I am able to do that. When I was laid in that bed, it was like my options were very slim right there.
Wow.
So I'm grateful to be actually have the opportunity to go and do it. And you're right. Yeah. If people are like, oh, well, when I do this, what does retire even mean? Yeah. And I will reinforce what you say. I do not believe in retirement. I think retirement means quitting, giving up. And I don't want to say this and it mean anything other than my intention. So I've got to be very careful how I say this, but it's relevant. And I will say about Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy has lived his life, and I've heard clips of him say, don't have worries. Just the only worry that you need is how you're going to get through the day and live today as if it's your last. Yeah. And he recently did his last gig, and all of his family have said that was his, like, he died at that gig. They knew it. He left everything there, and he knows, and he has lived, what was it, something like 79, I think, or something like that. He has lived his life the way he wanted to live it. I know he's had his, Parkinson's and things like that, but he also uses that as an example of, look at me, I've been restricted because of Parkinson's, things like that. So live every day as if it is your last. Don't have regrets, kind of thing. Absolutely. So I do believe that. But just going back to yourself, because we have spoke a lot of Holly.
Yeah.
Is Nick aligned with all of what Holly's looking at? Yeah, the wedding, the traveling, things like that. Has he always been 100% aligned?
I think he had to do the wedding whether he liked it or not. If he wanted to stay with me, wedding was happening. It was like, for him, he was just like, it's going to be like the best party of the year type thing.
Absolutely.
So, and it was. It was at Petfrington Castle. We had like owls. We had like these girl kind of performers that like were traveling Ibiza that were fully booked, but managed to get them. I was like, wow. Come on. And it was just this epic day, like I say, with all your favorite people. Just literally, it was like all Ibiza.
The best.
Yeah, it was just fun. Yeah. And it wouldn't change it for the world. So that was good. It should be about like love and, but it was just, me and Nick, we've always just been like party animals. Like we're just free spirited. He's a lot older than me, and yet he's younger than me, so much younger than me. Yeah, so we just love just living life. So yeah, so that was aligned. He's done traveling before, whereas I never had. Yeah. So, I'm 39 this year, and I hadn't done any of the traveling. I never did the gap years. I never did anything like that. So it was really like quite big. I was like, I have to do it. I have to get out of my system.
Yeah.
Whereas he'd done it like twice.
Yeah,
So, and he'd already been to a lot of these places, but obviously it all changed for him and he was just happy to go along with it. And I think like our next goal now is just, living our life. But I think we're very much, what I think I've learned is that we're work hard, play hard type people.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, if that makes sense, like whether that is like building your own business or, you know, continue with the property or whatever, or the IT stuff, projects. Like he just loves to keep busy with helping people with the project side. He's a developer within IT, so he can do what he wants there. My background's actually beauty. And I just love things, or skin and all that kind of stuff. So like we want to work hard, but we want to have to play hard. And I actually listened to another podcast the other day, The Diary of a CEO. I'm sure everyone's heard of that one, but we'll listen to this one more. No, so I was actually listening to it, and there was this lady, I can't remember her name, I'm terrible with names, and she said that she was an accountant or a broker in London, and she said there was two types of people. And there's zero right or wrong with either person. She was like the one that would come in on a Monday and with their Ferrari and like, you know, I wouldn't say I'm like wanting all those nice like material things, but he would be like flying back from Italy from the weekend and partying at like a clubhouse or whatever, like, and just living it up on a beach somewhere. 2-3 days, come back to work hard, then go again type thing. Yeah. And the thing with him, his choice is no matter what, later on, because he probably hasn't invested to a degree yet, but if he did, he'd be fine. But he would have to probably work a lot longer in his life to sustain that lifestyle and work and build and invest and everything. Yeah. Whereas the other person across from the table was a guy that would bring his own lunch in, might have just the odd holiday once a year with his family, very modest kind of thing. But she said, I think she said something like she went to his house or something, and it was like this big grand house in the middle of nowhere, you know, sat reading the paper with his grandkids and his kids, and he's got this lovely life now and he can just chill. So he could stop work sooner with what his goals were. And I just, when you look at that as a blueprint, I'm sure some people would love that idea. And that's what we kind of started property for, that choice of leaving and sitting in this dream house with your kids and that. But I said to Nick, I was like, that's not our blueprint. Yeah. Like that sounds so boring to me. I actually like the one that's being irresponsible, actually, and living his life up, because again, I don't know where I'm going to be, or even if I'm going to make it to that big dream house and stuff. So I was like, I'm not really a cars person. Everyone has their thing, and I like my like spa days. So I want to invest my money in the spa days and like traveling the world. So maybe a weekend to Marrakesh, maybe a weekend to Italy, maybe like, and they're like the mini retirements, I guess, going back to like the taste, but then still coming back and growing and building on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like you're saying, like the Tough Mudder, it's like, it's only human nature to want to beat yourself again, in the sense of like, you did it before, now can I do something better?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if I can do that, I can do anything. What can I do next?
That is a curiosity that we have as people.
Yeah, and I think you can't get away from that. And then when you sat on a beach thinking that's what you want, that's what was hitting me. I was like, there's nothing to do. What do I do?
I'm bored. I'm in paradise, but what's there to do?
Yeah. It's crazy. And you can kind of make friends, but obviously everyone's moving around. And so it's just me and Nick just sat there going, this is so nice, but also...
You're a bit detached from real living.
Yeah. Whereas when I was 30, like Nick flew me, because we used to live in London and did a bit of the corporate life before we had the freedom. Well, we flew off to Kuala Lumpur for the weekend for my birthday. Yeah. Cool. Nice. That's fun for me. That's epic. Adrenaline and, you know, and it didn't cost loads of money, but it was like fancy still. And we had like...
You're out, you're moving, aren't you?
We're moving, we're traveling, we're on a plane, it's exciting. And then back to work.
The norm.
So I think only recently have I started to realise that I'm that kind of person. But I think you've got to just, and there's no right or wrong.
It's true, because what you hear, right, and a lot of you as listeners will resonate to this. When people generally go on holiday, let's say for 2 weeks, 9 times out of 10, you've got the people who are like, I just can't wait to get home. Oh, I've had enough now. I just want my own bed. Or, oh, God, I can't. But then just like, a week in, you've got the other people who are like, oh, look at my next holiday. Yeah. They're on holiday,
and I don't want to go
next holiday, and they don't want to go. And you're like, what is going on here? Yeah. So really, I think it's important actually to find your, I know everyone says your why, but it's that balance of your existence, isn't it? Like, what are you actually doing here? Yeah. Like, what's your footprint that you're actually going to leave? What do people know you for? Someone's had a really good time, a good crack at life, or have you just like worked all your life to then try and live your life, but then life's gone?
I know.
You haven't lived it. You've had regrets.
That's it. Like, I've not been the best saver. I'm definitely better now. I'm more kind of, I guess you could say, like, financially educated because of the property training and Rich Dad Poor Dad books and money books. And I know I feel like I'm kind of getting there. But I mean, it's a shame it's not in the schools and stuff, because I think if we knew all this sooner, we could figure out a little bit sooner. But I've just been a spender. I'm just so I need to find a way to create a lifestyle that can do both.
I suppose like what we have done on the podcast before is like give some, not necessarily regrets, but like, top tips. So like, if I was to start again at like younger. So a lot of people will know, like I involve my family with the business. We are a family business, it was built on family.
Yeah.
I might have started it myself it was like 2010 what I started, and turned limited in 2012. But my family's always been involved. My dad jumped with us in 2014.
Yeah.
Stephen then came in 2016, 17. And then we just evolved from there. Now they're all in it. There's me, Katie, got our 2 boys in it as well, Harley, Evan.
Wow.
They have a big involvement. Stephen, Charlotte, my dad, him and my mum a little bit less now, because obviously my mum, went through the illness and whatnot. But we are family orientated, and actually you start and really build this whole culture.
It's so nice.
And where it is great, but there is a bigger message, deeper message on actually we do need to influence from a young age, because you're right. Schools don't teach financial education. They don't teach awareness of, well, what is life looking like? Because when you think about it, the school structure disciplines you, puts you in a box and go, right, you are 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that's what they do at school. And you must work hard to get this record of achievement and give you record achievement to an employer that'll get you your job. I'm moving house recently, and I got my record achievement. I brought it here, right, to show them, like, this has got cobwebs on it. I have never, ever shown an employer once. Can't really say that, because last job I had, I was 19-year-old.
Yeah.
I know it's self-employed, but even so, like, qualifications for me just give you the fundamental learnings to then open it up to the experience, and then you get the knowledge.
Yeah.
That's when you actually start and realise, do I enjoy this? Because when you're a school leaver, you're on a perception kind of thing. So without digressing, if you were to go back to you at school, what would you say to yourself?
Oh gosh, I think read those mindset books. I used to be a reader in school, and then I got more interested in boys. So then I didn't really do much in school. I was like totally distracted all the time. So I was a bit of a drama geek in that respect, and just loads of energy and stuff. So, but I think I did stop reading, and I wish I didn't. And I didn't really pick up reading from school until I was 25, 27 maybe, which is a long time not to read anything.
Yeah.
And then if you think about it, if you're not reading, you're not looking at other people's perspective. You're not learning from other people. There's like, even just biographies, like people's lives. Like you can read someone else's life and actually then go, oh, that's not me, or, oh, that sounds like me. And it can help you create dreams and visions. I think when you're young, you don't know what you want. And I don't think you should either. I don't feel like you have to have this pressure of, like, when people go, what do you want to be when you're older?
Yeah.
I just think, gosh, like you could have like 10 jobs in your lifetime, and they all be yours, or they could be half employed and half self-employed, or it doesn't really, I don't think that really matters.
I think the question gets taken out of context, because for me, I see it as it's a leading question.
Yeah.
As if to say, do you even know?
Yeah.
Like it is absolutely okay not to know.
Yeah.
But the whole point of it is to then question.
Go, do I know?
Yeah, actually. If the world's my oyster,
yeah,
then I could do anything.
Yeah.
But without the action taken, it's pointless.
Yeah.
So really, rather than the question is more important than the answer. The answer is not important at all. But
Just
for
what
me,
you think.
it's that trigger to say, like, do you?
Yeah.
Have you got any ambition? Have you got any goals?
Yeah.
Do you actually know what's out there?
Yeah.
It's like someone can be pushed into a certain job without even knowing.
Yeah.
Mum and dad might be saying, right, you need to do this.
You need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer or something. And you're like, that's not what I want.
Well, no, because funnily in property, how many lawyers, how many solicitors, how many ultra high net worths and high net worths do we get that are from a corporate background and go, God, I wish I'd have just sacked all this off and gone into property like you guys.
And some people have, though. But there's no. It doesn't mean that's you for the rest of your life. I mean, it's so important. Like we need heart surgeons, we need brain surgeons, we do need lawyers, we need doctors. So the school system, the way it is, I guess it has to do what it needs to do to develop people like that. But there's always going to be people where it wasn't made for them, and they are wanting different things, and that's okay.
Yeah, but this is probably what we're missing, actually, in that you have just probably said it without knowing we've just covered it, in that, well, yes, go and train in something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And what I love about, everyone who, like doctors, nurses, and anybody who's in like public service and working in like the hospitals and things like that, is that they are extremely passionate about helping other people.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's their drive.
That's their drive. So, because obviously some of the complaints today on the picket lines, they're not getting remunerated enough. Great. Well, let's try and get them some wealth then, because they might not see wealth as the ambition, but it is, as we know, ridiculously important. Well, if wealth's covered and actually the financial obligations, the box is ticked, they will do more of what they love.
Yeah.
Without the concern of funds.
Yeah.
So for me,
that's it. That's
this is where we all should actually work together a little bit more.
Yeah, and like, with the training that we've come through as well, a lot of people are like, get out of your job, the job, and it's like it's a bad thing, right?
Oh, God.
I actually now, with what I've done in my life, think jobs are great.
Yeah.
Like,
gives you purpose.
It does give you purpose. You've got community, you've got a team. Obviously, if you've not got a nice boss and there's certain things, it's going to grate on you, isn't it? But again, if you've got a good mindset, like I could easily get back into a job now, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think before my mindset wasn't in the right place. If someone told me what to do and I didn't like it, I'd be like, I want to do my own thing. Go away. But I've matured, I've learned, and I just think jobs, they give you like structure.
Yeah, they do.
When you finish, you can actually switch off.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
When you work for yourself, it's like evenings, weekends. Like people think, but the thing is, we've got the choice to say, right, I'm not going in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have a job, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You are relied on. But again, what kind of person are you? Because you might need that. Like for me, without no structure now, I've got to really work really hard to try and
recreate that
like
kind
a
of
job environment to keep me on track.
Well, it's true what you say. So like last year, I won the BizX Entrepreneur of the Year, and like everyone's like, oh wow, that's like incredible. And I'm sat there like going, is it though? Because I don't think it is a flex in any way, shape, or form to announce yourself as like this entrepreneur. Because to me, an entrepreneur is it is a very, very intense job.
Yeah.
We are ridiculously busy, and you have no idea the pressure of being an entrepreneur. I don't think it's very good for the mind well-being.
No.
I think you become an entrepreneur by being how you are.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be the leading flex. I think you're a bit more of a role model in that, well, actually, if you get something that provides structure, call it a job if you want, whatever you want to call it, but something that provides you structure, and then you've got the option, the freedom to go and do several other things, be it travel, or be it a hobby, or be it spending more time with friends and family or whatever, or it might be food, it might be music, whatever it may well be, that to me is more enjoyment than actually saying I'm an entrepreneur. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, it's like, who are you as a person? What is your... Because I think a lot of people, if they don't know what an entrepreneur is in the sense of they just go, oh, I'd love to be like, oh, look, they got a nice car, or they got a nice house, or they got this. But then you see their life behind it and all the work they're doing. Do you want that? Is that what you want? Because if it's not, then a job is perfect for you.
Yeah.
Or part-time work is perfect for you, especially if it's in a career that you love.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you love it. Like my background is beauty. I was able to go on cruise ships and travel, and I had the best of all of it, and you sit on a beach and like, it was good. It was hard work, but I enjoyed it, So I think it doesn't matter. Like, I think there's a stigma like you have to leave your job, but actually I think the people that stay in a job, especially if they like it, and then build the wealth, the cash flow, the investments, whether that be blue chip stocks, or like the FTSE 100, or I'm even looking into that now. I haven't even started with that because I've been doing the property stuff, but it's that kind of multiple streams.
It's the balance, isn't it?
You could do a sideline job. You could do a multi-level marketing. I know people think that's bad, but actually it's a really good business.
Yeah, if it's done well, if it's done right.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It's just sharing a product that you believe in.
I think I've heard it saying before, like the average multimillionaire has 7 different streams of income.
Yeah.
Like what blows my mind is like if you've got something that pays you £1,000 a month, like the perception is, oh, that's crap.
Yeah.
However, if you have 7 different types of that 1,000, that's £7,000 a month. That's when it's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But we've spoken about quite a lot on Holly. We touched on Nick a little bit. We touched on a bit about the journey.
Yeah.
The focal point really has been structure. So What does the structure look now going forward for Holly and Nick?
Gosh, we're still finding our way with it, to be fair.
Are you back into property?
Yes.
Are you doing, because we know you're through sourcing.
Yes.
So are you sourcing again?
I am for a select few. But I guess I think I've said it before. But I don't enjoy it.
There's no shame in that.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it. It's
It
a
is
vehicle.
ridiculously hard work today.
It is
I
hard.
think it's been flooded with people who don't actually truly understand the value in sourcing. People are seeing it as a way to earn money, like a quick win kind of thing, rather than no, you are providing a quality service.
Yeah, and also I'm reevaluating where I've come from with the travel side, in the sense of, like, why am I doing it now? Like, I am doing it because I want to help people get to where we've kind of got to. That's great. But I can do that more on a coaching level. Yeah. And I enjoy helping people that way. I think the sourcing side and the property side, I'm struggling a little bit more because of it's still kind of exchanging time for money, but it's with something that I'm not enjoying. Obviously, we're building our own portfolio. We're going to continue doing that. So we're focusing now more on the buy-to-lets. We've had the HMOs, we've done the essays, we've done all that kind of stuff. And do you know what? After like 7 years, we're a bit like, I just want easy now. And everyone's different, aren't they? But like, we were like, we can still keep growing, but it can just be like, the best one we ever did was our first one, the easiest one. And that's £400 a month profit after all outgoings. That's in our pockets. And literally the tenants live there the whole time, and they're great. And it's just like, oh, give me a couple more of those. More of them? Yeah, more of those, please.
Less hassle.
Exactly. Whereas all the other ones do tend to come with a bit more stuff. And although we outsource, there's a bit more baggage, there's a bit more stuff. Again, we've systemized a lot of it. So like, for example, when we were traveling, a boiler went. So we've got, you get the property, you link it, send it to the maintenance or the tenants, and they just call the call out number, and it's all sorted. Lockbox codes are there and everything. So you can systemize it, but it's still, for us, like, let's just get a load of buy-to-lets. So I think we're going to get 10 more. That's the plan in the next year or two. And then the rest is just about finding the enjoyment.
Yeah, that's key.
And that is something that we are struggling with, but we're getting there. And then in between will be all the fun stuff as well. So
thinking about, could I tempt you into the conversation of, is there any ambition to develop?
So, not necessarily in property, but we were talking the other day, weren't we, about big spa?
Yeah.
Because my background is that. And I do have this massive desire to go huge on, it's going to be huge. If I'm doing it, it won't be a small clinic, it'll be huge. And I'm actually looking at the property you told me to look at, and I'm investigating. So I am there kind of, tepidly dipping my toe in. Curious. Yeah. And if it all kind of comes together, it will. I do believe that things happen for a reason. Going back to all that school stuff, I just think, just start doing something you like and you'll end up where you're meant to be. I do believe in fate. I think you have to do certain things. I look back now and think, oh yeah, if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be here. So you almost have to do those things, even if you didn't like them,
I think
to learn.
You do. You've got to go through, like, to get to the successes, you've got to do stuff that actually you know that you don't like, to literally go, no, that's not for me. Yeah. And that is just as important as just focusing on the stuff that you actually think that you want to do.
Exactly.
I think the analogy, really, people will say, like, oh, well, I hate tennis, but I love paddleball. And you're like,
yeah.
Say that again.
It's like so similar.
Yeah, very, very similar. But, like, it's quite interesting that, like, if you don't try it, how are you going to know?
Exactly.
You may as well at least give it a go. And if it isn't for you, great. You know you can tick it off. But I hear a lot of people say, yeah, that's not for me, and they've never even tried it.
Yeah.
But then when they try it, it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah. Try everything. Just try it. And like, even with do stuff that scares you.
Yeah.
Like this business that I'm thinking of starting, it's either going to be a monster, or it's going to be the making of the next 5 whatever years.
And
I'm either going to love it. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm going to love it. Or I'm going to be like, why did I do it?
What have I done that for?
But again, you got to then, I won't know until I try.
No. Well, there's a little bit that we speak a lot about the journey on this pod. Yeah. The build journey.
Yes.
What is that like for you and Nick? Is it enjoying? Is it just painful?
Yeah.
What is it like?
We've always got contractors
Yeah.
to do all of that. Is that what you mean? Like the actual
Yeah, the actual
refurb
process of
stuff,
it,
the
because
actual building?
property itself is that's the investment. That's like
Yeah.
make sure you find the right thing.
Yeah.
Do your numbers, make sure that's right, and that's
Yes.
in the back end. That's a big box tick.
Yes.
You can get that right, but you're terribly wrong. You've been renowned to obviously get that right every time. But what's the middle bit like?
Yeah. It's a funny one because, like, when we used to kind of oversee a lot of stuff, used to kind of project coordinate a little bit within trades and stuff like that. It's a funny element. It's definitely Nick thinks I'm really good at it, like because I'm quite kind of like.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. It's like organized chaos or something, and I guess the refurb site can be a bit like that.
Is it because he's like,
chaos.
I can deal with it. I don't need to. So you're good at it.
Well, he's always been the IT. I've been the man on the ground.
Yeah.
I've always been with the trades from the very beginning, and I'm the kind of the networker, the people person. I'm the one that goes and gets the tiles and the toilets and in my back of my car and stuff like that. But then we did get to a level where we knew we had to start to like outsource it so that we could continue growing while traveling. So you start off kind of like trying a bit of everything and then seeing what you like we said. So that's it. We did a bit of every strategy. So doing a refurb for an SA was very different to doing the refurb for the HMO, very different to doing the buy-to-let, the staging, the furniture, the layout, the people, the functionality of the house as well. How does it work? The walkthrough, what would annoy
the feel
people,
of the house,
the
flow and the energy. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So we had to do all that. So I brought people in to help me because I was a bit like, it's not really my thing, but we bring people in. And I just think that's it. I think another book, I have a book club podcast, so that's why I love books, but Who Not How. Have you ever read that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant book.
I live by that.
All about outsourcing. So I'm an outsourcing queen, to be fair, but I've always been a manager in my corporate jobs. So management has always been...
by nature then.
Yeah, it's outsourcing. It's finding the right people for the right job. So the build part has always been like a learning journey, a bit of enjoyment, but really I just leave it to the people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, so like some people...
Like you.
Yeah, I mean, look, from our perspective, like one big question mark comes back to us, depending on what people value. So if people value the lifestyle, they'll find a way to, again, the who not how, they'll find a way to leverage the doing, so to speak. It does cost a little bit more at times, it could do. But again, it's at the cost of what?
Yeah.
So the more people can actually understand that, it might cost you a little bit more, but is it at the cost of you lose out there because you're there? Or do you go, no, I'm happy to pay for that because I get that?
Yeah.
Again, you have been through that experience. Yeah. Is it fair to say you first one you did a little bit more hands-on?
Yeah, we did the kind of typical thing where you get your 3 quotes and all the trades were individual. The refurb was the cheapest we've ever had. It was amazing, best value ever, because I was able to kind of negotiate down and work with trades. Now I could never get at that price. Once you get into kind of contractors and VAT and it's all different. It's a different story. But then you grow with it anyway, don't you? And you use different people for different projects and you can kind of manage it that way. But yeah, it's the first one was a little bit more hands-on. Like I say, it was all about kind of picking the tiles, looking at the numbers, getting people in, and I had to learn quickly what came before what as well. Like, are we putting the electrician in first? Or like, you wouldn't put the painter in first. Process. So I was totally hands-on with that. And I actually enjoyed that. But I think that's also important if you are looking at starting property. Yeah. Because if you didn't know that and then you're trusting someone new.
Oh, there's many problems that come up.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing
worse. We've
kissed
frogs for sure. We've kissed frogs.
You could be getting spun a wheel. But equally, I think you're missing out on vital knowledge just by completely boycotting that whole experience. I think it's so vital that you get involved, you understand it, you learn it, you can smell it, touch it, feel it. The whole thing is there right in front of you. Get involved early doors.
Yes.
And then, when you've earned that right to then understand it, then you can leverage it off and go, brilliant, I'm happy to do. You build relationships. Look, today's market is, I don't want to say the word challenging because we know that. It really is one to keep an eye on, not to pave off. So having good partnerships with right people is key from my sort of like feedback point. Yeah. But you've been through one hell of a journey. It has been exciting. But I'm really excited now to see what next, knowing what we spoke about. We'll not go too much into it.
Yeah, because it might not happen. I don't know.
Well, this is the fun of it, right?
It's like but it is now like that pivotal. I can't even say that word. Point in my life where it's like, what's next? Yeah. And I'm still, and I'm 40 next year. So it's
You're not saying
okay
that 'cause
to
I am.
not know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
You
all
know?
right. So, do you share your journey anywhere other than like you got your podcast and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you still go on the Facebook? Do you still share your journey?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let us, the viewers, know now. Where can we find you?
Holly Osborne Property on Instagram. Yeah, anything Holly Osborne, you'll find me. Look like me. And we'll put the links, I guess, in, won't we, with all the podcasts and stuff if you want to follow the books and things
Absolutely,
like that. Yeah.
No, listen, thank you very, very much for coming out. It's been a great conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. And we're off now, and we're going to have a wander at a couple of properties, aren't we?
I know, can't wait.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.